Despite the elimination of all fuel refineries, the enemy continues to conduct operations. You are assigned to recon for
Ready? Break now! Enemy targets located. On our left. Bogey on our 6. On our left. Bogey on our 6. Up ahead! Jesus, miss! Bogey on a take off! On our right! Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Bogey on our 6. Bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Bogey on our 6. Fire! Shoot him down! Jesus, miss! On our left! Enemy locked on us. Missile approaching. Dive! Dive! Bogey on our tail! Bogey on our 6! On our left! Bogey on our 6! Enemy in sight! Bogey on our 6! Up ahead! Take off! On our right! Enemy in sight! Up ahead! On our left! Warning! Locked on us! Missile approaching! Dive! Dive!
Warning!
On our right! Bogey on our 6! Bogey on our 6!
Warning! Warning!
On our right! Enemy in sight! Bogey on our 6! On our left! Take off! On our left! Enemy in sight! Bogey on our 6! On our left! Bogey on our tail! Take off! Bogey on our 6! Bogey on our tail! On our right! Bogey on our 6! On our right! Take off! Enemy locked on us. Missile approaching. Dive! Dive! Take off!
Warning!
Bogey on our 6! Take off! I'm losing him! targets located. Fire! Toast! Mission accomplished.
Our recon work has identified the last fuel depot. Go and bomb it flat. Target. A group of fuel production bases. The enemy is using its top guns in this theater. Keep our focus. Good hunting.
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Altitude too low. Flying. Enemy locked on target. On our left. Bogey on our 6. On our right. And up ahead! Bogey on our 6. Bogey on our tail! On our takeoff! Up ahead! Bogey on our 6. On our right! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Back one! On our left! Bogey on our tail! Up ahead! Enemy in sight! On our right! Enemy locked on us! Missile approaching! Dive! Dive!
Target.
Quick shot! Bogey on our 6!
Warning.
On our left! Up ahead! Bogey on our 6! Up ahead! Missile approaching! Dive! Dive!
Alert body damage. Alert body damage. Alert body
Up
damage.
ahead!
Alert body damage.
On our left! Bogey on our 6! Take off! On our left! Up ahead! Enemy locked on Bogey on our 6! Jesus, miss! On our right! Enemy in sight! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target! And bingo! Yahoo! On our right! Bingo! Yahoo! Bogey at 12 o'clock! our left! Bogey at 12 o'clock! Bogey on our 6! Enemy locked on. Take off! On our right! Up ahead! On our right! Bogey on our tail! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Shoot him away! Up ahead!
Warning.
Locked on us. Missile approaching. Dive! Dive! On our left! Up ahead! Bogey at 12 o'clock! Bogey on our tail! Bogey on our 6! On our right! Bogey on our 6! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Bogey at 12 o'clock! Bogey on our tail! Bogey on our 6! On our left! Enemy up ahead! Enemy locked on our left! Bogey on our 6! Take off! Enemy in up ahead! Enemy locked on target. On our left! Enemy in bogey on our 6! On our right! On our right! Bogey on our 6! On our left! Up ahead! Bogey on our 6! Take off! Enemy in sight! Up ahead! Bogey on our 6! Bogey at 12 o'clock! Take off! Bogey on our tail! Enemy in sight!
Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Jesus, miss!
Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Bogey on our 6! Enemy in sight! On our left! Great shot! Bogey on our 6! Enemy in sight! Take off! Enemy locked on target! Great shot! On our right! Bogey on our 6! Up ahead! Take off! Enemy in sight! Up ahead! Bogey on our tail! Jesus, miss! On our left! Up ahead! Missile approaching! Dive! Dive! On our right! Bogey on our 6! Enemy in sight! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target! Bogey on our 6! Wingman has been... Enemy... Bogey on our 6! Enemy locked on target! Bingo! Yahoo! On our left! Bogey on our 6! Up ahead! On our right! On our right! Enemy locked on target! Great shot! Bogey on our 6! Take off! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target! Great shot! Bogey on our 6!
Warning.
ahead! Bogey on our tail! Take off! On our left! Enemy in sight! Up ahead! On our left! Bogey on our 6! Bogey on our tail! On our left! Enemy in sight! Up ahead! On our bogey on our 6! On our right! Bogey on our tail! Take off! On our left! Bogey on our 6! Enemy in sight. Enemy locked up. Bogey on our 6. Enemy target located. Enemy up ahead. Bogey on our 6. Bogey on our tail.
Warning.
Locked on us. Enemy missile approaching. 9. Bogey on our 6. On our left. Enemy is bogey on our 6. Enemy locked on target. Take off. On our right. Up ahead.
Warning.
Bogey on our 6. Take off.
Warning.
On our left. Enemy up ahead. Enemy on our left. Bogey on our 6.
Warning.
Enemy locked on us. Mission accomplished.
Our offensive operations are now concentrated on the Scorpion Island fortress. The base itself is a hard nut to crack, but we will isolate it by eliminating its bridge and central runway. Target, red suspension bridge to the island and its Air Force base. There will be plenty of ACAC and SAM defenses around the runway. Go in for one pass and break off operations.
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Great shot! Bogey on our 6. Take off! ahead! Enemy on our right! Bogey on our 6! Dingoes on our right! Enemy targets located. Bogey on our 6. Enemy targets located.
Warning.
Lost the missile approaching. Dive! Jesus! Bogey on our tail! Take off!
Warning. Warning.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo! Bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Bogey on our 6. Enemy targets located. Take off! Enemy locked on target. Great shot! Enemy in sight. Jesus, miss!
Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage.
Enemy in
Alert.
sight.
Body damage.
Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target.
Caution.
Bingo! Yahoo!
Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage.
Bogey on our 6. Bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Ahead! On our right!
Caution. Alert. Body damage.
Our offensive operations are now concentrated on the
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target.
Alert, body damage. Alert, body
Bogey on
damage.
our 6.
Alert, body damage.
On our
Alert,
left.
body damage. Alert, body damage.
Up ahead! And bogey on our 6. Bogey on our tail! Up ahead! Enemy locked on our right!
Alert, body damage.
Bingo!
Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Bogey on our 6. On our left! Up ahead! Fire! Wasted! Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo! Altitude too low. Fly! Up ahead! Enemy lost missile approaching. Dive! Dive! On our right! Bogey on a takeoff! On our left! Up ahead! Bogey on our 6. Up ahead! Fire! Shoot it down! Bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight. Take off! Enemy locked on target. Great shot! Enemy in sight.
Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Great shot! Enemy locked on target.
Halted.
Altitude too low. Fly!
Halted.
Enemy in sight.
Halted. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Bingo!
Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. On our right. Bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight.
Halted.
Enemy locked on target. Bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Enemy locked on target. Bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight. On our left. Bogey on our 6. Take off. Enemy in sight. Enemy targets located. Bogey on our 6. On our left. Bogey on our 6. I'm losing him. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Enemy target located. Bogey on our 6. Take off. Enemy locked on target. On our left. Bogey on our tail.
Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight. Up ahead! On our right! Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy targets located. Bogey on our 6. Up ahead! Enemy on our right! Bogey on our 6. Enemy locked on target. Bogey on our tail! Take off! Enemy in sight. Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Fly! Bingo! Yahoo! Bogey on our tail! Up ahead! Bogey on our 6. Take off! Enemy in sight. Bingo! Yahoo! Mission accomplished.
The enemy is on his last legs. One more strike should lay him out. Take your unit through the ravine to the enemy headquarters. Intelligence is sketchy on force composition near the headquarters, so keep on your toes. Fly low on your way in. Everything above the ravine is a SAM kill zone.
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! It's wasted! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot it down! Shoot him away! Altitude too low! Fire! On our right!
The The enemy is on his lap.
Ready? Break now! Up ahead! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Back one! Enemy in... Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot it! Close! Enemy targets located. Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Close! Enemy locked on target. Fire! Shoot it down! Wasted! Up ahead! Enemy in sight. Fire! Shoot it down! Close! Mission accomplished.
Urgent message. Enemy giant airborne fortress discovered. This may be your final task. Eliminate it before it reaches our airspace. Good luck. Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Up ahead!
Halted.
Great shot! On our left! Boogie on our tail! On our left! Enemy in sight. Up ahead!
Caution.
On our left! Enemy locked on target. Great shot! Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight. Take off!
Caution. 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 Warning.
Lost missile approaching.
Caution.
Dive!
Warning.
Enemy, take off!
Warning. Warning. Warning.
Jesus, miss!
Caution.
Up ahead! Bogey on our tail! Bogey on our 6. Bogey on our 6. Enemy locked on target.
Alert body
Damn it!
damage. Alert body damage. Alert body damage. Alert body
ahead.
damage.
Bogey on our 6. On our right. Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo!
Caution.
Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy locked on target. Bogey on our 6.
Caution.
Bogey on our 6. Enemy in. Up ahead!
Warning.
Bogey on our 6.
Caution.
And take off!
Warning.
Bingo! Yahoo! Enemy in sight.
Caution.
On our left. On our left. Bogey on our 6.
Caution.
Take off! Enemy locked on target.
Caution. Alert body damage.
Urgent message. Enemy giant airborne fortress discovered. This may be your final... Urgent message. Enemy giant airborne fortress discovered. This may be your final task. Eliminate it before it reaches...
Ready? Right now! Enemy in sight. Up ahead!
Caution.
Bingo! Yahoo! Bogey on our tail!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy target located.
Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Bingo!
Body damage. Alert, body damage.
Jesus!
Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target.
Caution.
Bingo! Yahoo!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo!
Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Jesus, miss!
Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage. Alert, body damage.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Great shot!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Great shot! Enemy in sight.
Caution. Caution.
Jesus, miss! Enemy in sight.
Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution. Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target.
Caution.
Great shot!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. On our right. Enemy locked on target. Jesus, miss!
Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target. Great shot! Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Jesus, miss!
Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target. Jesus, miss!
Caution. Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. locked on target. Jesus, miss! Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target.
Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target. Jesus,
Caution.
miss! Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target. Bingo! Yahoo!
Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target. Jesus, miss! Enemy in sight.
Caution. Caution.
Enemy locked on target. Great shot! Jesus, miss!
Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Jesus, miss!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target.
Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy locked on target.
Alert. Body damage.
Great shot!
Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert.
Enemy
Body
in sight.
damage. Caution. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy in sight.
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy locked on target. Great shot!
Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy
Caution.
locked on target. Enemy locked on
Alert.
target.
Body damage.
Urgent message. Enemy giant airborne fortress discovered. This may be your final task. Eliminate it before it reaches our airspace. Good luck.
Ready? Break now! Enemy in sight. Up ahead! Bogey on our tail!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Up ahead! On our left! Bogey on our tail!
Caution. Alert.
Locked on
Body
target.
damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage. Alert. Body damage.
Enemy target bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight. Take off!
Caution.
Bingo! Yahoo!
Caution.
Enemy in sight. Enemy block bogey on our 6. Great shot!
Caution.
Bogey on our 6. Enemy in sight. Bogey on our 6.
Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight. On our right.
Caution.
Bogey on our 6.
Caution. Caution.
Enemy in sight. Up ahead.
Caution.
On our right. Bogey on our 6.